Okay, time to start this garage project. I'll run some B-roll here while I'm talking. Two things are at play. One is clutter, and two is moldy drywall. The first thing I gotta do is get all the clutter out of here and get it organized so I can get to the drywall. This workbench right over here, I think it's gonna go. All it does is just collect clutter, that's all it does. I don't use it to work anymore. I have the new workbench way in the back. So let's get it out of here. I mean, it's just taking up space, taking up floor space. I like shelves. There's a shelf right above it. I got everything nice and neatly organized. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to remove this thing so that I could get to the drywall and not put it back and just change it into shelves. Shelves that I don't need a post to the floor to hold up. So not very deep shelves, essentially. Maybe, I don't know, a foot. Something like that, it's going to work great. I got a ton of cardboard and I have the burn barrel set up. We are going to start burning before it starts raining. Let's do that first. Let's get the fire going. Load it up. Kind of close to these electrical wires that I replaced, but not terribly close. I think it's going to be all right. There's a lot of air between here and the wires. Storage bench, not a workbench. Storage bench has been cleaned off. I'm going to remove it from the wall. Once I do that, get the respirator on and we'll start removing this drywall. Alright, so let's get this, first thing is we gotta get this plywood off. Alright, we're up for one on the screws. Get that off. There's a screw, countersunk screw. Oh, this thing's going to fall right off. Jesus Christ. Oh. Oh, man. Okay. Shoot. That didn't feel good. Oh. All right, just a quick explanation of what I did here is that I put a chalk line up. It's right here. And it's really going from like windowsill to windowsill. And then there's another chalk line over there from windowsill to the end of the sheetrock. And on this one, it's windowsill to windowsill. And what I'm going to do is, first obviously I'm going to turn the breaker off because the breaker box is right there. I'm just going to circular saw straight through this. Now obviously the circular saw depth is going to be minimal, very minimal. And I'll probably just end up breaking it off after that. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. And also, any screw that landed in near this line, I unscrewed it and moved it up to the top because this is going to stay, this is going to go. And this is the worst of it right there, and I'm 8 inches away from it. So I would say that we're good there. That's solid. I can put my foot through this. See that? Just punched it right through. So we know that this is garbage. I shouldn't have done that without a respirator, but it is what it is. I wanted to show you. It's bad here. We're going to get it out of here and we're going to be in good shape. Oh, my wheels are here. Brake. Nice. Well, wheels are here. All right, let's do this. Got the whole thing I waited a week for. Cool. So, no, this is pretty good. Alright. Broke, no problem, that's good. So apart. The studs are good. I'm liking that. So structurally, there's no issue here, which is great. I mean, I do got to take off. This is the worst spot. Let's take off this worst spot first before I declare victory here. Yeah, we're good. Everything is really good here. Structurally, no problem. I'm going to get you close. You can see this was the worst spot as far as mold was concerned. And, I mean, you can see right there, everything's great. Alright, it's the next day because it was so hot yesterday. So incredibly hot. I just had to stop. We're going to start bagging up this moldy sheetrock. This is what I'm using for a bag. If you've never seen these before, wow. I mean, I'm putting you on the best stuff here. This is demo bags. They have them at Home Depot, at least the ones by me have them. But it's kind of, I guess it's kind of a rare bag. I think you can get them maybe on Amazon. They're not crazy expensive. A box of 20 bags. These are probably $1.50 a bag, I think. That's about what they cost. It's worth it. If you're doing any kind of construction project, get one of these things. They are like almost indestructible. As far as it's like a woven bag. It's not like, you know, a plastic bag, like a, you know, a really thick plastic bag. It's a woven bag. It's a completely different type of bag. Even if you get a hole in it, it doesn't rip. It just pokes a hole. It's just, these are the best bags. I'll show you the box here. That's it right there. These are the ones you want, for sure. Okay, 2 bags down. So one important rule in construction is that any stud, any wood that touches concrete needs to be pressure treated. And it looks like that's what they did here, which is great. So this bottom plate that runs all the way across is pressure treated. Somebody did it right over here, which is nice. So, you know, it's a bit extra money, but that's what you're supposed to do. And that's definitely obviously what I would have done. In fact, I built the 4th bedroom in the 1st floor, and it's got a concrete floor. And of course I used pressure treated on all the bottom pieces. That's just the way you do it. Damn it. Oh, I put that up there. I said, this is a head injury waiting to happen. But hey, no big deal because I got the table there. I'll never be going back there. Now, guess what? I went back there. The first time I went back there and I nailed my head. You can see where I went to. I went back to that corner back there. And I may even actually remove that one piece that's back there. It's one little tiny piece left. But other than that, we are in great shape, and I'm very happy with the way it is right now. There's a drop of mold still on the paper on the insulation. Not worried about it at all. The mold that's on the back wall is not that much. Not worried about that right now, and I don't think I'm going to remove that sheetrock. I'm just going to clean the mold. You can clean mold, so as long as the structural integrity of whatever is moldy is still good, bleach and water, mix it up, probably 1/4 bleach, 3/4 water, maybe something like that. A little mist it, and just wipe it off. Bleach just takes care of it. I have to say that I am way happy with this bench out of here. way happier. This is going to be really good. I'm going to take my toolbox, I'm going to put it over here. I'm even going to put another shelf. I'm going to do this right now. I'm just going to throw together another shelf to go right underneath this one. It's not going to block the outlets, and it's just going to give me more storage. I need more storage, more useful storage like this that you can get to. 2 shelves right here. I can't walk underneath that shelf anyway, so it makes sense to just put a second one right underneath there. I left it a little long, just like the one above it, so that's going to be good. Beautiful. That's it. Done. I got my shelf up. I have one addition. I have some leftover, some of these lights, these LED. It's like Barrina, I think they're called. You get them real cheap on Amazon. Really, really good lights. I use them over there by the workbench. And I feel like probably it's a good idea to put one right there. Tell you, I love these things because they just give you like they give you one of these for every light you get. I'll link these things in the description. These lights, so cheap, and if you wait for the right moment, you can really find a good deal on them. 2 screws. Plug this thing in. Plug it in. That's perfect. Alright, so sheetrock ripped off, letting it air dry. I'm not going to put anything back on there. I was thinking about just going right ahead and just putting the plywood up because I have a bunch. It's not worth it right now. We'll let it air dry, make sure everything is nice and good and dry, then we'll close it back up. But right now I'm just going to get organized. I'm going to get more organized, and I'll let you know when I'm done. You can see it, we can see it all cleaned up. Because it's been a while since it's been cleaned up. It's probably been a good 4 months. All right, let me get to it. After I turned up the camera, I said, you know, what I really need is a place to put all these big tools: the shovel, the pickaxe, the regular axe, the pitchfork, so much stuff. I said, I wish I had, just a way to organize it. And I went over to the burn barrel that was starting to flare up. I looked in there, I saw a couple pieces of 3/4 ply. I said, you know what, let me take these out. There's singes on this side right here. I pulled it out, screwed it up on this wall. It was a 4-foot piece. It was cut off the end of an 8-foot by 4-foot sheet. It was perfect. It landed right on the studs. Boom, 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 boom. I did it twice, and I just got some heavy-duty nails. Nails that I actually pulled out of wood from the deck. A deck to collapse. If you haven't watched that video, you gotta go back a couple years. Did a video on rebuilding a collapsed deck. I used a lot of that wood. I built sawhorses, and I even pulled nails out because they were so heavy duty. These nails, I pulled them out. Big container full. I threw them in my parts drawers, and now I use them. And this is it. This is basically free organization. If you're the type of person that just loves like organizing things, like expensive, elaborate organization, like Home Depot, you can look up like storage unit for garage or something like that. And you could spend $2,000-$3,000 on just this beautiful setup, all kinds of nice cabinets and drawers and all kinds of crazy stuff. If that's what you're into, okay, and you want to save up the money and drop it on that, okay. I'm not like that. To get it organized and get to work, that's really my whole thing. by the time you save up the $3,000 and put that thing together, I got this done and I got 3 projects done and I saved $3,000. So I'm about the simple way. That's really, if you look at all the stuff that all this organization I've done in here is actually from stuff that was in here already. I took it apart and redid it. This shelf that goes across the ceiling, that was actually shelves that were orientated a different way. I took the whole thing apart and put it across the top so I'd get more room. Look at the shelf that I built just in this video. The same as the one right above it. The one that was above it was there already. I just put another one right below it. I'm not going crazy. I just banged that out in 20 minutes with wood that was already here. Done. Free. That's the kind of the way that I work. And I would say that you need to consider how you want to get organized. If you have a garage like mine where it's very utilitarian, yeah, it's got sheetrock and it's got insulation, but there's no tape and spackle, there's no paint, there's no nothing. Do I want to put a $3,000 freaking draw cabinet system in here? No, because it's just going to stick out like a sore thumb. And you're going to go, wow, man, I might as well sink, $1,500 into a new floor. And maybe I got to tape and spackle and paint everything. And before you know it, we're $10,000 into the garage. It's ridiculous. I just want to get stuff done. If your idea of getting stuff done is organizing, if that's your getting stuff done, okay, go for it. That's not my idea. My idea is projects, the truck, the house, that sort of stuff. Get organized and then get your work done. So another quick little project I'm going to do, bang this thing out right now, is this table right here. This was the dining room table that was in the house when we got it. And I have had these casters, super crazy heavy duty casters, for about a year now, year and a half. Bought them at a garage sale for $5. I mean, they're probably $50 worth of, 4 casters. I'm going to put them on these legs so that I can roll this out. Probably should have did that before I moved at that time. But it makes sense because I got these box of casters here. And what better place to put them than on the table that I'm supposed to put them on. So let's do that real quick. Simple. All I'm going to do is drill a hole right in the center of the leg and just slip this thing in. That's it. It's not going to be bolted or anything like that. It's just going to be in the hole. Simple. I also have these locks. These are lockable ones, I think. Whew. Man, $5 and they lock. I said $50. One of these things are like 75. These things are serious, man. Beautiful right here. This is unbeatable. Definitely think I need some support though. I mean, it's strong, but the only thing holding it together is a couple of chintzy little 1x4s. So it's the next day, and just kind of cleaning the place up, and I noticed that I had this extra piece of plywood from the bench. And I figured, you know what, let's throw it on the bottom here, make it stronger, plus give me a second shelf. I might even keep this piece. You're not going in the burn barrel, buddy. You're getting saved. To explain again where I got this. Sorry if I'm yelling. Got the earplugs in. This table is an IKEA table. If I had a model number underneath here, I would tell you what it is, but It's an IKEA table that was left by the previous owners. We replaced it with like a family table that was at my wife Sam's house where she grew up. We replaced it with that table. And this I just brought to the shop. It's actually a really sturdy table. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing cost, I don't know, $300 or something from IKEA, which if you know anything about IKEA, $300 is a lot. So it's probably about $300, maybe a little bit more. It has a leaf. It comes with a leaf to make this even like 2 feet longer. And I was using it to for the chop saw. And then I was at a garage sale and I saw 4 casters, these giant heavy-duty casters. These things must be, I don't even know. They must handle like 250 pounds each, maybe more. Incredibly big casters for $5. I bought those. I threw them on here and I just used some old wood for the front and back to shore it up. And that piece is old from something I took down. So for $5, we got probably, you know, one of the stronger workbenches. Clearly you could build something stronger, metal. But for wood, this thing, it's solid. I could put anything on this. Let's see if I can. Yep. Well, you know what handles 225. All right. That is it. That's it. We're ready to roll. I'm just sweeping up right now. Oops, sorry about that. So what did I do? Well, first of all, this is day 3. This is day 3, and really this was just a button-up type of day. But what did I do? I'll run some B-roll here while I'm talking. Right now I'm just sweeping up. I first took down that storage bench, and then I took the sheetrock off. Behind it, the insulation and the studs, perfect. So I'm very happy about that. I'm letting it air out currently. And at some point in time, I will cover it up, you know, with some more sheetrock or maybe some plywood. I'm not really sure. Then I got the toolbox over there. I put a light in. I put another shelf in, which is great. I moved all the big tools over there. My heater, engine hoist, 2 air compressors, shop vac, generator, man, lockers, garbage can. Then I changed the work table into a rolling work table. I built the organization for the wall, put all the big tools up there. Wow, and there's some other things I did too this morning. I'm sorry, just today, just before. I hung up my jack stands. I got 2 new jack stands for the Ram. 2 5-ton jack stands. I hung those up. I never had a place to hang jack stands. I still have my old 3 tons. I hung those up. I tell you, I did some really good work over the last 2.5, 3 days. I feel good about this next project. We're going to start it imminently. We're going to get the truck in here. I'm going to lay out all the parts. I'll probably do a video on all the things that I have to install. But it's a lot. It's a significant amount. I have to take the whole front end off, including axle. I have to drop the axle, the front axle. You know, I always say that, you know, dropping an axle on a truck with 2,200 miles on it, I've never had to do that. But to get a new suspension in, you got to drop the axle. It's really, unless you want to use a spring compressor, but I would highly suggest you do not use a spring compressor on a 3/4 ton truck spring, because that thing, if something happens, your life is over. You will never look the same. So that's it. That's it. I appreciate you watching. It was a long project. Long project for me. I hope it wasn't more than 20 minutes for you guys. 25 minutes maybe. And that's it. Well, I will see you on the next video, which will probably be something about the Ram, I assume. I do need to take down this deck. There's another deck that needs to be taken down. Might do that soon. So that's an exciting one. All right. Thanks everyone. See ya.